My name is Leah Huggins. I'm a wife, a mother, and a proud U.S. Navy veteran. After 2 tours to Iraq, my husband was diagnosed with PTSD. My world spiraled out of control as fear, anxiety, doubt, and depression took over. I gave my life to Christ, took on a new mindset, and let go of the negativity of my past. I now help wives to find healing, encouragement, and strategy to overcome the effects of PTSD on their daily lives and in their marriage. So come on in and let's talk about it. Welcome to Marriage, Motherhood, and PTSD. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage, Motherhood, and PTSD. This is the place where I empower and encourage women to take back their life as I give them the tools that are needed for self-love, growth, and resilience. I'm your host, Coach Leah, and I'm so glad that you joined us today. Y'all, I am excited about our show today, all right? We are going to be talking about something that so many of us struggle with, and that is being 100% authentically you. Right? That's being the unique, one-of-a-kind masterpiece that God created you to be. The world tries to put us in boxes. Y'all know this, but God designed us to do what? He designed us to stand out. And to help us unpack this today, I have a powerhouse guest that's joining me. Not only is he an amazing husband and father and friend, but he's also an author, he's a speaker, and he's a life coach who helps people to embrace their unique experiences and lean into their own authentic strengths. He's the founder of Open Book Media, and he hosts his own podcast, and it's called On Everything. And on that show, he explores bold, unfiltered conversations about storytelling, leadership, faith, and culture. And on top of that, y'all, guess what? He's a dope MC. All right. I
Yeah.
have known this guy since we were kids, and I am so proud of what he's doing and all that he's accomplished. Y'all help me welcome to the show, Mr. Jay Floyd.
Oh my goodness. What is up? That is an introduction right there, though.
Come on now. We got to
And
do it
yeah,
right.
and we've known each other since we was littles.
Right.
Little tinies.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to do it right. I had to do it right. So, Jay, definitely welcome to the show. I want to thank you so much for coming to hang out with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love this format. I love what you're doing. I see the book behind you, PTSD.
Come on now.
Being a person who has uh, been working to overcome PTSD for some decades.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you got that there. I know that that's one of the things you help people overcome, and that's what it's all about, man.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, okay, let me start I want to give the people a chance to get to know you, right? So
Mhm.
tell the people where you're from, what you do, and how did you get into coaching?
Absolutely. I'm from the land.
Hey, come on now.
LE. Yeah. The one and only Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey.
How did I get into coaching? You know, it's interesting. Probably about, I think it was right after my son was born, so 2018. We just got a new house, and I sat at my desk, and the Holy Spirit was like, "You're a coach." Just
Wow.
as clear as that. And I was
Yeah.
like, "What does that mean? How do I go about doing that?"
Yeah.
And the next thought that was given to me was, it's not about doing it. You are that. You've always been that.
Mm.
When my brother was murdered, I was that for my mother.
Yeah.
I was that for a lot of my friends growing up.
Yeah.
And it even took me as far as the understanding, I was that for a lot of young ladies that I knew. And I misconstrued that, thinking it was supposed to go a romantic way.
Yeah.
But I was really in their lives to coach them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was something that really made my whole life come clear in a different perspective. And I immediately just hopped on Google and was like, how do you be a life coach?
Yeah.
And it told me the steps, 1, 2, 3. So I did it. That day, I sent out a message on Facebook, said I'm a coach, and I got a client that day. I started rolling.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So having said that, now let me tell you my story. So I definitely want to take a minute and give honor where honor is due. So I don't know if you knew this, but you are the reason that I got into coaching.
Wow.
because
Did not know.
I saw that message. If it's the same one that I'm thinking of, I saw that message that you put on Facebook, right? So that morning, it was a Sunday morning. It was like 2020. It was like a Sunday morning. We were in the middle of the pandemic, and so I wasn't going to church. So, but my husband got this phone call. His friend, pretty much he was in distress, and he was just having a hard time with life. And after everything settled down with that, I remember picking up my phone and I'm scrolling through Facebook, and you had made the post about how you were a coach and you had talked about how much you enjoyed it, how rewarding it was for you.
Mhm.
And, I kid you not, I spent the rest of the day researching and coaching. And by the end of the day, I had found a program to get certified in coaching. I had watched all these videos, and which was another way that I connected with another mentor of mine. So it was because of you and that post that you did on Facebook. So y'all never know who's watching when you post this
God,
stuff.
God is
You never
great.
know. Yes, I just wanted to thank you because you sharing that actually helped me in my journey. So thank you.
Wow. I truly that empowers me to even hear that.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't surprise me because God is great, and I
Come on
know the
now.
way that He works. That's just the way it works. We all need each other. I saw this quote the other day that said, "What life really is us just all walking each other home."
Come on now. I
And
like that.
that's that's really what it is, man.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Well, you know what? I want to get into this episode because I am really excited about this. This is something that I struggle with myself, coming up, is finding out who I am and really leaning into that and using that to my advantage and not being ashamed of, who I am. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your own journey. Was there ever a time that you struggled with being authentic? Or was it, was there like some kind of defining moment when you realized the importance of being yourself?
I struggled a lot, right? So,
Mhm.
you know, I know you may know some of my story, but the audience doesn't. So,
Mhm.
when I was 16, my brother was murdered, and this was my only brother, my older brother, who was really the only male figure I had in my life.
Yeah.
And I grew up in this divorced single parent home raised by my mom, so it was just the three of us.
Yeah.
So to lose him was really big. It was huge,
Mm.
right? And it kind of left me spinning, trying to figure out what was going on. I really shrunk my life. I didn't realize I was doing that, but I shrunk my life.
Wow.
Instead of applying to Ivy League colleges like my counselors were telling me to do, I just went across the street to Cleveland State because I was like, I'm not leaving my mom in this kind of state.
Right.
Um, and that's really how I proceeded. But God is not to be mocked, and God's journey, He gonna have you where He wants you to be. And I went to that community college, and the people working there got me job interviews before I even graduated, and I got into a career that put me next to people that went to Ivy League schools, right? It's like
Yeah.
God is gonna have His plan, right?
Yeah.
But when I got up in that corporate world, I was 21. My mother passed away. Like, let's see, she passed away in October. I started in February, so like 4 months before I started my career, um, my mother passed away. So I went into this corporate world. I hadn't even graduated college yet.
Yeah.
They hired me off potential and God's favor,
Come on
right?
now. Yeah.
Straight up, right? I went into this company and just I had nothing to lose. So I
Mm.
gave them everything. I just showed them what I was
Yeah.
and I got hired. And learning the corporate world is daunting for a kid who didn't grow up with corporate parents or around that kind of thing. It was
Mhm.
scary.
Yeah.
And so, like, I would meet people and be in conversations that I wasn't quite ready for.
Yeah.
And being a black kid, 21 years old, I didn't want to stand out in a bad way.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, like, conversations would come up like, I can remember people saying, like, "Hey, did you grow up as an only child?" And I would be like, "Yep."
Yeah. Yeah.
I just didn't wanna have that conversation. "Hey, you going home for Christmas to see your parents? Going to visit your mom?" "Yeah."
Yeah.
I am, you know? So, like, being the complete opposite of my authentic self, I had to go to work and put back on this character
Yeah.
of just a dude who came from a regular life
Right.
and background, and it was tiring, man, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
But I worked at that place for 12 years, and I never opened up to be me,
Mm.
right? And I left there and I went on to other places, and it just started wearing on me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, I just cannot keep doing this. And then my father passed away, and it was just me.
Yeah.
Like, everything that I grew up with, that whole family, boiled down to just me.
Mm.
And I had to figure it out, right? And I eventually got to this place. I started working at Jones Day, right? This big law firm.
Okay.
And I don't know, I was just doing my thing. Just, just doing me. I had just got married. Shout out to my wife for
Just about to say
introducing.
that.
Yes.
Shout out.
Shout out to my wife because
Yeah.
one of the biggest changes in my life is when I met her
Yeah.
and I was a very lost person and I was
Yeah.
a womanizer and I tried to womanize her. She did not tolerate it
Come on now.
and she called it out
Yeah.
and she said she expected more of me
Mm.
and she held me account. It was either be more or don't be around,
Come on
right?
now. That's the
And
one.
yeah, exactly.
That's the one.
So when I did start to be more, I started to show up to work like this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of the last straws, like I came home and I was growing my hair out.
Mm-hmm.
And, me and my wife, we got this thing. We always try new hairstyles, man.
Yeah.
We just free with it. And she had twisted my hair up,
Yeah.
right? And I came to work, and it's a law firm. It's ain't too many black folks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Ain't
Gotcha.
too much. Ain't too. And this is before 2020, so the whole ain't no black movement nowhere,
Okay.
right?
Gotcha.
So I showed up to work with these twists everywhere,
Uh-oh.
and I had a meeting. Nobody said nothing, but I felt it.
Mm.
I don't even know if it was. It could have just been me talking to me.
Wow.
But I said, I was walking to the meeting and I said, you know what? I can't have my hair like this here.
Wow.
And I went in the bathroom and I pulled all my twists out.
Mm.
And I remember coming home and my wife was like, what happened to your hair? And I was like, I don't know.
Mm.
And wrestling with that all night, that
Yeah.
was it. That was it, right?
Yeah.
I decided right then, I'm gonna find the way to be authentic. This may not be the
Mhm.
place. I'm gonna find my way, and I did. So right,
Yeah.
I started coaching. I realized that people were coming to my desk all the time, like,
Yeah.
"Can you help me through something?"
Mm.
Sometimes they'd be like, "Can you just pray for me?" Right? "Can you help me through this? I'm having struggles."
Yeah.
I'm not a manager. I'm not a lead. I'm nothing. I'm just a
Yeah.
guy working there.
But they
And
saw it in you.
they
Mhm.
saw it in me. And
Mm.
eventually, my manager, you meet every week. You have our one-on-one.
Right.
My one-on-one turned into not a one-on-one. It was more like, "Hey, what do you think about John? How's he doing?
Mm.
What do you think about Jane? Where's her career? What do you think her potential is?" They were tapping into my ability
Mhm.
to coach others and
Wow.
see the strengths of others. I didn't see it yet. They were taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't mean taking advantage in a negative way. I actually talk about this in my workshop these days about
Uh-huh.
if you don't take the agency to find your own strengths,
Mm.
you're relying on other people to do it for you.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah, I identified it. I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm a coach. So I started coaching on the side, doing that on the weekends, nights, whatever. Started posting stuff on like LinkedIn,
Mhm.
Facebook. People started seeing it. My boss caught wind of it. And this was a new boss, right? And
Yeah.
he was like, I know you do some coaching, right? I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. And the thing that really launched me, my wife had a really bad experience at work one day.
Mhm.
like traumatic experience, right? So she's at work and things went all the way left.
Yeah.
And she called me and she's broken down. She's tears
Mhm.
everywhere. And I'm talking her through it. I'm using all the coaching and
All your
husbands.
tools.
I'm using all the tools I got at that time, right? I'm
Right.
throwing everything at it. And when I got off the phone, my boss called me into his office and he was like, I saw you were just on the phone and I know you got this coaching business. And, I kind of figured maybe that you were just talking to your wife, but you're not coaching on the job, are you? And I'm like, that was my wife, man.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just had to ask. I didn't want you
Uh-huh.
doing. And I knew right then. And as I walked out of his office, I was like, I can't be here anymore.
Mhm.
This is too uncomfortable. I can't be here. They recognize that I'm starting to recognize
Yeah.
what I am,
Right.
right? So I immediately started looking, and this Christian company, this family-owned Christian company was like, "We love everything you're talking about on LinkedIn. We
Wow.
love your code. We love all of that. We want all of that up here."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had never had an employer say, "We want all of that."
Wow.
Not just the thing that we're gonna hire you to do. We
Yeah.
want you,
Mm.
your presence. And that was the beginning of everything.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. God orders our steps, and we just never know what He has planned for us. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. Okay. Don't get me started now because y'all know I cry in a minute. Okay. So let me ask you this then. How do you define authenticity and why do you think it's important to the world, especially in today's world?
It's a really good question.
Mhm.
You know, authenticity to me is many layers to it. I know a lot of times we feel like we gotta be authentic
Yeah.
to, like, our skin color or authentic to this
Uh-huh.
label. I think it starts with transparency and trust in something bigger than you. It's what I call honest to God.
Mhm. Okay.
Authenticity really starts with being honest to God.
Mm.
This is what I'm working on. This is what, because we're all broken, we all struggling, we're all falling. So nobody is 100% authentic.
Yeah.
So we got to start with just being honest to God, man. Just have some transparent conversations. God, this is what I'm struggling with. Help me,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
in the midst of that, we can show up more how we want to show up at work or at home or whatever.
Mhm.
And to me, authentic means just reflecting where you are,
Yeah.
right? Nobody's a finished product. I think a lot of people think authentic means, well, I got to show up and be perfectly this or
Mhm.
perfectly that or
Mhm.
perfectly healed.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfectly healed or anything. Authentic just means I get to show up and guess what? I'm not doing so good today.
Mhm. Yep.
My 100% is going to be 40% today.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because guess what? I'm going through that. I got some stuff going on with my family. I got a struggle going on. I can say that and be authentic. I don't have to package that up
Yeah.
and feel like I can't I'm not safe, right? Like this thing they call psychological safety.
Yeah.
I think it's that. When you are authentic, it's kind of not always completely up to you
Uh-huh.
because you do need to feel enough psychological safety
Mhm.
in order to be authentic.
Right.
But that's why I think it's so important that we have agency over our careers
Yeah.
and we try to put ourselves. I know everybody can't just pick up and plop themselves down where they want to go,
Right.
but we have some, we're not at 100% under 100% control by
Yeah.
others. We have some hand in it,
Yeah.
right? And the first thing you can do is identify your own strengths. Everybody is unique. We
Yeah.
all come to the table with a different experience. This is what I constantly teach. Value, especially at work. I'm a hiring manager. I know exactly how we pay people when we
Mhm.
hire them, how we slot them in their pay ranges. Value comes from scarcity.
Okay. Talk
How
about that. That's
yeah,
good.
how easily can I replace this person?
Wow.
How easily
Wow.
can I go find another one?
Yeah.
That's value.
Mm.
At my job, my title is data engineering manager.
Mhm.
How easily can they find a data engineering manager? pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So my job, having agency over my career, is to be more than that. My job is to be
Yeah,
Jay Floyd.
that's right.
Easy, they gonna go find another Jay Floyd? Tough.
Yeah.
My job is to identify all of my strengths, right?
Yeah.
I use a platform of a framework called High Five Test,
Okay.
where it gives you your top 25 strengths. You
Mm.
answer like 100 questions, tells you your top 25. You can take the top 5, even the top 3, but really the top 5, you can run with that anywhere you wanna go,
Yeah.
right? I knew at my job, I've been there 4 years. When I started, I walked in the door knowing my number 1 strength is storyteller,
Yeah.
as you can tell.
Yeah.
My
You got
number 2 strength
it.
my number 2 strength is coach.
Yeah.
Number 3 strength is thinker. The
Mm.
more I can apply those 3 things, right? So how do those add up to a data engineering manager? Not clearly,
Mm.
right? It doesn't clearly spell that out.
Yeah.
It's up to me,
Yeah.
right? I'm a storyteller. Do you need somebody to do a listening tour? You need somebody to lead a group session?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all there
Mm.
because it's gonna put me in my strength and it's gonna bring more value to the company.
Yeah.
We both get to shine, right? I'm a coach. Well, the company I work for has an internal coaching program. Everybody needs to be coached. I'm always looking for opportunities to coach. We
Yeah.
had our yearly retreat in New Orleans last week, and they literally saw so much of my LinkedIn feed and input that they said, "We want you to give a 1-hour workshop on personal branding and finding your strengths."
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you start leaning into it, you don't even have to ask for the opportunity. They will ask you to step into the opportunity.
Sure will. Sure will. Yep. So of course, we live in this world where social media is king, right? And everybody else is telling us who we're supposed to be. How do we break past that and, let go of that people pleasing herd mentality?
You said the magic word in there, people pleasing, right?
Yes.
All of these things are you gotta I'm a huge believer in fixing problems at the root.
Mm.
You can't fix symptoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're
Right.
just asking for it to come back. So when
Right.
you talk about people pleasing or being externally driven or what they call extrinsically motivated, all of those things come from our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get a therapist.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, right, that you need a therapist and you need a coach.
Mm-hmm.
You need both, and you need a mentor in your life. You need all of those things, right?
Yeah.
You gotta start to piece those things together as a teamwork,
Right.
right? You look at, any hit song, it's gonna have a producer, it's gonna have an arranger, a composer, the
Yeah.
performer. It needs a team.
It's a team. Right.
You need a team for your life, so I think when it comes to people pleasing, man, and let me just speak to all my brothers out there, man, most of us who grew up, specifically those of us who grew up raised by a single mom,
Mm-hmm.
that journey, we all seen that journey.
Yeah.
It's tough because mama told us we was good enough.
Mm.
Mama validated us. You know what I mean? That mama, you ask any dude raised by their mom, you can't say nothing bad about mama. Mama's word
Right.
is law. It's
Yeah.
law. But it puts us at a disadvantage because you can't start measuring everything by the fact that your mama said you was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because good is the enemy of great. It will
Mm.
stop you from getting where you really need to go,
Yeah.
right? You still holding on to the fact that, hey, when I was 14, I earned mama's validation and that's it. You
Mm.
start people pleasing, right? That's how we get into these situations where we lie to women.
Mm.
We
Come
didn't
on.
lie to
Come on
women.
and teach, brother.
This is why men don't think it's bad. We
Yeah.
don't, because we're lying to please them.
Yeah.
We're lying to keep from telling them the hurtful things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? Life is hurtful. So
Right.
you're going to hurt some people, but you got to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
You got to tell them the truth, right? It's more hurtful to not tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that people pleasing it's a hunt. It's a chase and it's a lifelong journey to overcome. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't know anybody who deals with that, and I definitely deal with it.
Mm.
And I've talked to my therapist plenty of times about, it's funny when people talk about therapists, they usually envision, I know I did, it's gonna come back to my dad, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be daddy issues.
Right.
But you would be amazed at how many times it's mom.
Mom, yep. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. I get it.
And that's nothing
That
bad
mama in
against
me.
mom. That's nothing bad against moms, right? But moms play a key role, especially in broken families. They
Yeah.
gotta step into many different roles at one time, and that's impossible to do. So as hard as they may try, as much work as they may put in, they can also do some unintended damage, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it can be avoided. It has to be done.
Yeah.
But when you grow up, now it's your life and you have to do the work to fix it though. It is your
Yeah.
responsibility to fix it.
Wow. We're a blended family, and we got 7 kids all together. I pushed two boys, my boys. We got 5 boys. I pushed 2 of them out. So them my babies, that are in the house with me. And my husband, he has to remind me sometimes, you gotta let me, you gotta let me be the daddy. You have to let me, I have to step back and just let him do that. Cause as mom, I'm always protecting. I baby my boys. And they 20 something years old, but I baby my boys. But I understand what you're saying because I've heard it before. So you just confirmed everything that he's been saying to me.
Yeah. And that's interesting because
Yeah.
that's not the pattern that got laid for you. For most women,
Yeah.
that's the pattern that they
Mhm.
saw. Mama do everything.
Yeah.
So I got to step in and do everything. Ain't no room for you to do your thing.
Right.
But yeah, it takes a balance. It's not that what you're doing is wrong. It's just that what you're doing in God's design is just one of the key ingredients. It's
Yeah.
just one of them, right? So
Mhm.
he's always going to need that nurturing from mama.
Yeah.
Always, right?
Yeah.
He could be 60 years old. He going to want that nurturing from mama.
Come on, sit on my lap, baby. You still my baby.
It's
Dentures
just
and
as
all.
long as we get that balance, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. So I know you talked about, developing your strengths and knowing what your strengths are. What role, I want to talk about self-awareness. So what role does self-awareness play in being authentic, and how do we become more aware of our identity and what makes us unique?
Self-awareness is interesting, right?
Mhm.
You do need some humility. You need
Yeah.
people around you who I think self-awareness and like external awareness go hand in hand.
Mhm. Mhm.
You can't see everything. You got blind spots. You're going to need somebody else to give you some feedback,
That's
and you're going to need to have the humility to listen to the feedback,
yeah,
right?
receive
And
it.
my company I work for right now, we got 5 key values, and number 5 is grow through feedback. We
Mm,
get rated. We get paid off how well do we receive and implement the feedback we're given,
yeah.
right? It is important. Right now, we also get rated on how well we learn how to give feedback effectively. So
Mm,
yeah, I know a lot of people push back and they're like, well, I ain't like the way the feedback sounded.
yeah.
That's valid. But at some point you still gotta hear it.
Yeah.
And what I've found is the feedback you don't like,
Mhm.
that's the most effective, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's the one that hit you, the one that cut you,
Yeah.
that's the one that really make you start changing.
Yeah. That's what they say, chew the meat, spit out the bone.
Exactly, exactly.
So
I
where
remember when I was working at that company for 12 years,
yeah.
I got real I was a kid, I got real lazy. I knew everybody. I could come into work whenever I felt like it. I was late
Yeah.
every day. And one day, we laughing and joking and somebody said, "Oh yeah, and Jay be late every day, right?"
Uh-oh.
And and I'm like, "What you mean?" Now here I am late every day,
Being
but I'm
defensive.
immediately like, "What you mean late every day?"
Yeah.
Right? And I was so offended. So
Yeah.
like I was so upset I couldn't even work it out of my physical body, right? And
Yeah.
I went home that night, couldn't even sleep.
Wow.
Guess what time I got to work the next morning though?
You were on time that morning, huh? You know
Sometimes you need to get cut.
yes, yes. So where do we find these people that we trust, that we trust to give us that information, that feedback? Where do we find these people?
I'm a bad person to ask this question because they're not gonna like my answer.
Uh-oh.
We just talked about this. I lead a men's group here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and
Uh-huh.
me and my fellas was just talking about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I feel like we put too much on that trust part, man. Like We need to get off that.
Come on, talk about it.
We need to get off. Like, first of all humans are corrupted and corruptible. You can't
Okay.
trust nobody. Quit
Yeah.
waiting for people you can feel like your best friend to stab you in the back. What happened to Julius Caesar?
Yeah.
You gotta go off God's word. There's
Yeah.
times where I just met somebody and I tell them the whole bag.
Yeah.
I tell them the whole thing. This person might go betray me. I follow what God's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't go by that. Well, I don't know this person and I ain't know. Man, God be leading people to us, man, that can do some things. Cause he be working, man.
Yep.
We don't
Yep.
know how he gonna work. We need to, I think we have, especially Black folks, we got a lot of trauma, man. We've been hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? We like PTSD is on that book behind you.
Come on.
PTSD is in every one of us. Like I
Yeah.
believe every American descendant of a slave
Mm.
has post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Come on,
understand it's
teach that.
hard for us. It's hard for us to
Yeah.
trust. That's why I feel like that's in our flesh.
Yeah.
I feel like we can't rely on that. Quit looking with the flesh eyes, but just follow what God will lead you to, a church group, to somebody who would just
Yeah.
start talking to you and you be like, this is my first time meeting this person, but I just feel led to say this. And then
Mhm.
come back and tell you something that could change your life.
Yep. Yep. That's God working through you. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Now, I have spent years, even into my big girl adult years, trying to fit in, trying to prove my worth. And I didn't figure it out until much later in life, and many heartbreaks and mistakes later. So, how can a person who's struggling with wanting to be accepted and validated and wanting to fit in, how can they learn to embrace their uniqueness?
Have you checked out the PTSD Wives Handbook? This book is for the wife whose spouse has survived trauma and is now navigating through mood swings, flashbacks, and mishandled emotions. PTSD can create a toxic home environment and cause a divide in the closest and most meaningful relationships. As a caretaker, the PTSD wife is finding herself at the receiving end of anger, aggression, and constant negativity. This can create a personal, mental, and spiritual health crisis for her. In this book, Coach Leah uncovers the hidden wounds of trauma and the effects that it can have on your relationship. Based on biblical principles, she teaches you the tools and resources that are needed to handle stressful situations and to seek help from the Lord and foster a deeper relationship with Him. By reading this book and putting the principles into action, you're going to learn how to take control of your life and grab hold of the power that lies within. Grab your copy of the PTSD Wives Handbook today by clicking the link in the show notes. Now, back to the show.
Again, I think you got to try to address the root.
Yeah.
Nothing is handled at the symptom level.
Yeah.
You got to get to that root, let God do His work. When you find out why, like sometimes it's like, many things in my life, like I said at the beginning, I grew up raised by my mom
Mhm.
with an older brother, right? My
Mhm.
older brother was more vocal, more outspoken, got in trouble more. He was the exact opposite of me, right?
Yeah.
So me and my brother had a little complex with each other, right?
Yeah.
Like I had a complex for him being the outspoken one, and didn't believe I could do those things. He had a complex like, why y'all treat him like the good one all the time?
Yeah.
So, it's like, I can't heal that stuff. My mother and my brother are not even here. I can't heal the symptom. I got to dig in and do that work.
Yeah.
I got to go back to those actual moments. Am I looking for my mother's voice? Am I looking for my brother's voice? I need God to heal that because that's what leads up to these things coming out in me, feeling like I need to do this to fit in. I need to do that to fit in. You heal that at the root, and you find a new identity. You never gonna. I want to stress this all the time because I think it can make us feel defeated when we think we got it, and then we wake up one day and we still have insecurities.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel defeated because every human being, every day of their life has insecurities.
Yeah.
There is no cure for being human.
Come on now.
You're always going to have that. Now, the thing is, God can tap you over. He can lift you over that fleshly weakness,
Yeah.
right? I have diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder and panic disorder and adult ADHD. I should not be able to go and do workshops and present in front of audience. I should be frozen in panic, having anxiety attacks, be on all kind of medicines. But God can do it. If you lean into him,
Yeah.
he will put us over. So I don't want us to feel defeated when we wake up and realize that fleshly weakness is still there,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes it's going to still be there, right? We can wrestle with God all night and he touch us in the hip with that limp there,
Come on now.
and you might have that limp for the rest of your life, but that limp will remind you who you really need to be leaning on,
Yeah.
right? That's how I look at it, So yeah, fitting in, I know it's tough, especially now.
Yeah.
I know we got a whole new generation. And I think the thing is, for me, I'm a believer in Christ, period, right? Like, I just believe in Jesus, man. And I feel like, just like at work, when we get in trouble, I'm like, let's go back to the core values.
Yeah.
Default to transparency, default to action, empathy over ego, grow through feedback, build the robot, don't be the robot. If we do those 5 things, we're going to be okay. When it comes to life, what did Jesus tell me? He told me to love God with all my mind, heart, and soul. He told me to love my neighbor like I love myself. If I'm not doing either one of those, I'm going to be off track because he said those are the 2 you need to figure out.
Yeah.
And almost all are like anything, right? Trying to fit in. I'm not loving God or my neighbor like myself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once I get myself in that order, when I work out what does loving God with my mind, heart, and soul mean? That means it's no different than me being in a marriage with my wife. That means I got to try to figure out my spouse. What is it that makes them happy? What is it that they want out of this relationship? The same thing is with God. It's like, how do I love God with my mind, heart, and soul? Let me figure him out. Let me see what's going on. Then he can help me understand who I am and I get a new identity. Like right now, I'm 49 years old. I've been married for almost 13 years.
Yeah.
I have a different identity than when I was 25 and single.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got a whole different identity, right? So the things I would try to do to fit in and are different
Yeah.
because I dedicated my life to a marriage and changed my lifestyle and my beliefs and my standards and all of that. So if I do the same thing with what God wants for me, I change my beliefs and standards even more.
Yeah.
And I won't be worried about fitting in. Like for me, yes, I have my insecurities, but at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I never fit in.
Yeah.
From birth, I've been dealing with this. So
Yeah.
maybe it ain't God's will for me to be one of them people that just blend in. Maybe that's just what it's meant to be.
I have accepted that I was created to march to my own drum. Like I have always been, and I'm like you, like I realized that. I've always, had my own thing going on. And I'm embracing it now. I'm embracing it now. So yes, I love that.
If not you, who?
Okay.
Right?
Apparently my kids, because they do the same thing.
But I will say, when it comes to kids, we are dealing with new generations, right? There's a 3rd generation after us is just being born now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they live in a different world.
Yeah. Very true.
We had to go off and meet each other face to face.
Yeah.
That's where our anxiety kicked in, right? We had to go to the mall and talk to girls and ask them for their number, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh no, right?
Right.
That's a different world than the kids live in now, right? Like
Yeah.
now they live in an avatar driven world, right? They can build who they want to look like and who they want to appear like and then change it tomorrow, so it's a different challenge for them. And it's way harder when it comes to that whole do I fit in thing, because what are you trying to fit into, right?
Right.
With us, it was a group of people you're looking at in the face.
Yeah.
With them, it's a myriad of varieties on a computer screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's I heard somebody saying, back in the day you used to worry about who your child has access to, what your child has access to. And now these days it's, with technology and all that and social media, it's now what has access to your child.
Yeah,
So
big
yeah,
time.
definitely have to be careful. Absolutely. Now I have heard you talk a lot about imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
Um, Tell us a little bit about what it is. We kind of discussed it already, but tell us a little bit about what imposter syndrome is and how do we know if we're suffering from it?
Everybody's suffering from it.
Oh, come on now.
That's how we know.
Yeah.
And trust me, I've coached hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Not a one didn't have it.
Wow.
All like CEOs, executives,
Yeah.
directors, uh, entry level,
Yeah.
everybody got it.
What does it look like?
You believe you have fear
Mhm.
of being honest, right? You
Mm,
have fear of being assertive because you just might be wrong.
mm.
You just might not know. And guess what happens if you don't know? Well, now you've been exposed. You don't belong here. You probably shouldn't have got hired. You somehow slipped through the hiring process,
Yeah.
and now we figured you out. The jig is up.
Mm, mm.
Everybody has that fear.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of us, right? Uh, I gotta go get up on stage. I used to at my church in Cleveland. I used to have to get up on stage on Sundays for 3 services, and I'd have to memorize some stuff and get up there and do my thing.
Mhm.
And every single time, right before, I would have like 30 seconds of I'm gonna mess up. They gonna realize that I shouldn't be up there.
Mhm.
But you know what the real is? You can call it the enemy. But you can call it our self, because a
Yeah.
lot of times our self is our enemy.
Mhm.
It's as all coaches know, right? Like it's a negative limiting belief.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our belief at our core is that everybody else is better than us.
Yeah. Mm.
And until we get rid of that, everywhere we step foot, we're gonna struggle with that. And I think the idea that all I gotta do is make it through this and it'll go away that's what perpetuates it, because it's not gonna go away from that.
Yeah.
That's not what created it, and that's not what's gonna make it go away. You gotta again address things at the root. And that's a root that I don't know if any of us can fix.
Mm.
In my humble opinion, and I'm not a theological scholar,
Mhm.
but I think it comes from the fact that we are separated from our creator.
Mm. Wow. Talk about that. That's
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I think that, where we have these flawed bodies, right?
Yeah.
And we're not gonna be glorified until we're back united with him.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, when you say body, that means everything. That means
Mhm.
not just the physical body, but our brain, our mind, our mental,
Right.
all of that is flawed.
Yeah.
We're never fully thinking straight. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We can't envision all of God's creation and all of the reason why we don't even know why we're here.
Yeah.
We wake up every day and go through life with all of this purpose and anxiety and
Yeah.
stress and anger, and we don't even know why it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how limited our entire being is, right?
Mhm.
So I think that's where it comes from, right? And I feel like until we are united with our creator and fully understand, we're always going to be a little bit like, I'm not good. I'm not enough. I'm not good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Because honestly, and this might be a little too deep, it's true.
Hmm.
We're not good enough. None of us are.
Yeah.
But that's not the point, right?
Yeah.
Like we say, your best ability is availability. When you working for God, man, God will work it all out. And I mean that even for people that are not believers,
Yeah.
God's grace is sufficient. God's grace, his general grace falls over even people that don't believe in him.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
think a lot of times people are doing things and they thinking, man, I'm good. I
Yeah.
got this. I'm a billionaire. I pieced it together. I'm Jeff Bezos. I'm Mark Zuckerberg or whatever.
Mhm.
You're not good enough either.
Wow. That's real.
You're not. And if it wasn't for God's favor working it all together,
Come on.
making billions of people log into this thing and allowing your technology to even be where it's at, you wouldn't have that billion. It
Mm-mm.
wasn't you.
It wouldn't be if he didn't say so.
Exactly. So yeah, imposter syndrome, I think it's founded in the root that we all know we're not good enough. But I think the cure is the same thing that we always cure that with.
Mm-hmm.
But God is though.
Yeah. Yeah.
God is. I think a lot of people don't believe in God, so then they'll just fill it up with their ego. And that gets them over,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But for me, my cure is knowing that it's not really me. If I was trying to really do all of this in my ability, it would fall apart. That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
I agree. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what are some things that we can do to break free from self-doubt and insecurity?
Make it bigger than you.
Mm.
My pastor this week, shout out to Mike Santiago, man, our pastor down here. He
Yeah.
said, uh, we think people are thinking about us when they really ain't.
Yeah.
We get caught up in all this insecurity, and half the time, people ain't even look. People that
They're thinking about us. We're worse on ourselves, harder on ourselves than anybody could ever be.
You know,
Yeah.
one of the things that I learned from my therapist when I was dealing with panic disorder,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and PTSD, you know, your mind would make up these worst case scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she told me, you know, what you should start doing is saying, what if it does?
Hmm.
What
Yeah.
if the worst case scenario actually does happen? Then what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how it is a lot of times with us, right? Like
Yeah.
you look at like imposter syndrome or fitting in. Sometimes, and I know you probably had this before too, right? Like you write a post, you're gonna post on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever,
Yeah.
and you go back and read it and it's got a mistake in it. And you're like, oh man, I'm glad I found that mistake before anybody saw it. But really
Yes.
though, if you really think about it, leaving the mistake in is a better success strategy
Mm.
because it draws people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's eager to come in and try to correct the
Yeah.
mistake, and it draws the eyes. So
Yeah.
really being a perfectionist like that and having all that anxiety is really an anti-pattern to success,
Mm-hmm.
but we just get so caught up in it. I know plenty of times I felt like that, right? Like maybe I can go back and edit it before anybody saw it. And it's
Yeah.
like, back to what my therapist said. What if they
Uh-huh.
do see it?
Mm. So, what advice do you give for someone who doesn't feel like they belong, in the industry that they're in or the calling, what they think is their calling? What advice do you give to them?
If you don't feel that you belong in the field,
Mm-hmm.
you probably don't belong in as the person judging who should be in and out of that field either, right? It was like, don't cast yourself out.
Right.
When I wrote my first book, I did a radio interview, and my homeboy Bashir Jones, shout out to Bashir, he was on the interview with me, so they were kind of interviewing both of us.
Yeah.
And they were like, Jason, what do you got going on? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to be a writer, trying to be an author. I got my first book just dropped. And
Yeah.
Bashir stopped me and he was like, no, brother, you are
Yeah.
an author.
Not trying anymore. You
Ain't
are.
no trying to be, you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. But there's power in that.
Mm-hmm.
There is power in that. Because if you are trying to be, guess what? You're going to be trying to be.
Come on. And steady trying.
Yeah.
You're getting nowhere. I
At
have
some point, you gotta live in it. You gotta be it.
Yeah.
You know?
I journal a lot. I do a lot of journaling, and I take my my journal to church with me. And I put all my ideas and all kind of stuff. And somebody made a point one time that said, you have multi-million-dollar businesses in your journals and you're not doing nothing with them. You just writing them down. You're not doing anything with them. Your journals are rich. They are they're
Exactly.
billionaires, but you haven't done anything with them. And one day I actually talked about that at church. I spoke at church one time. And I bought my basket of journals. And I said, I was basically saying that same thing. And I said, I know that God is going to use them. God is going to use them. And it was not long after that the coaching started, the coaching came about and writing the book. And what I realized is that, I had gone through PTSD and, being with my husband, he's been to war twice. He had PTSD. And so I have been through all of that. And my journey and my healing, all of that was chronicled in those journals. So I was like, you know what? This is it. So God just showed me that. And not too much longer after that is when I started all of this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God is big.
Yeah.
So big we can't see him.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta a lot of times I know people say like humility means you should play small.
Hmm.
I don't believe that. I think
Yeah.
humility is you should play it big, but put God's name on the credits,
Come on.
right?
Yeah.
That's true humility,
Hmm.
right? To let yourself be a vessel. Don't just be dirt, like I'm worthless.
Yeah.
Be a vessel of God's greatness because God is big and he can
Yeah.
do some big things. And if your
Absolutely.
dreams ain't scary, make them bigger.
I'm about to say they ain't big enough. They're not
Make
big
'em
enough.
bigger.
They don't
Go
scare
even
you.
harder, man, because he can do it. And so I feel him. Those
Yeah.
journals, a lot of times it just be so close to us,
Mhm.
because you had lived it. It
Mhm.
was close to you.
Yeah.
But then it comes a time where you gotta let it out because again, one of the main ways that God heals people is through godly counsel of others. So
Yeah.
for you to pass that journey on to other people,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I tell my kids, I said, when I'm out of here, don't y'all get rid of them journals. I said, y'all go through there. It's all kind of stuff in there. I said, something's gonna help you in there. So
For real.
yes, yes. So how do we walk in our authenticity without worrying about, the opinions of others, what people think or being judged or being rejected? How do we walk in our authenticity?
Don't wait until you're not worrying about that stuff because we're gonna be worrying about that stuff.
Yeah,
Walk in it now, right? It's like waiting to not be scared. Like I always talk to my son about this, right? It was like,
yeah.
but you gotta do it scared.
Mm,
'Cause we scared people, The Bible says 365 times God tells us, "Do not be afraid."
yeah,
Why would he have to say it that many times if we wasn't just scared folks? We
yeah,
are. So that's just how it's gonna be. We're gonna have fears, we're gonna have those things, but put it forward and watch it work,
yeah.
right? Put it into action anyway. That's what faith looks like. Imma
Mhm.
put it out there. Imma find my strengths because that's really how you get fulfillment, right?
Yeah.
And to me, that's the first thing you should be seeking. Everybody goes to work for 40, 50 years,
Mhm.
and we
Mhm.
come back with nothing. So what you should be looking for is more fulfillment. If you start walking in your strengths, identify your own strengths and get deployed in the way that you wanna be deployed,
Yeah.
that's operating in a way that's more authentic to who you are,
Yeah.
you get more fulfillment out of your work, right? Even before more success and all of that stuff, you come home from work like, "Man, I tapped into areas of me
Yeah.
that, man, it developed when this thing happened to me when I was 15 years old, and now I get a chance to help other people do this, that." That's fulfilling, man,
Yes,
before
it
the
is.
check even come.
Right.
And when you keep operating in that, all the other stuff like this, God will add it all on.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. When it comes to mindset, what are some things that we need to do in order to live more authentically? Like, what are some daily practices or, shifts in the way that we think? What are some things we need to do to live more authentically?
Well, I think I encourage everybody, for one, to go take a strengths assessment,
Yeah.
right? I recommend the High Five test. You can go out there now. It's HIGH 5
Hmm.
TEST.com. If you take that, it's free. It'll tell you, or you can pay like $25 for the deluxe report,
Okay.
but the regular report is free that you can just take and go off and run with it. I would take those three. I would pray on them, meditate on them, do whatever you want to do with it. And I would also start blocking off your time more intentionally. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you work a 5-day work week, one of the things I started doing was the first hour of my Monday and the last hour of my Monday, the first hour of my Friday and the last hour of my Friday. So it's a
Hmm. Hmm.
block. Those is me. I block them off like I'm in a meeting,
Yeah.
but I'm
I
really
like
in a
that.
meeting with me, right? I'm in there thinking about my strengths, getting creative on ways I can start deploying it,
Yeah.
thinking. And this is really important. Look up the concept of first principles.
Mm.
Think in a first principles way. That means to simplify things down to what is the problem I need to solve right now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times things get so complicated, man. We can get so stacked up and racked with stress about the 25 things that need to be going on next week.
Mhm.
But the key thing is right now,
Yeah.
what's the one thing? It might just be 30 seconds of something. Do it.
Mm.
What's the one thing? It's still action that's still moving you forward. So I
Yeah.
encourage people to start looking at it like that. Like, what's the one thing I can do today?
Yeah.
And be intentional. Leverage them calendars. I always say, man, we got these $1 billion computers in our phone, in our pockets.
Yeah.
When we was growing up, a computer this powerful would have took up half a block.
Okay. That's true.
Now we get to put this bad boy in our pocket. Use this ain't no toy.
Yeah.
Use this thing.
Mhm.
Use the. You know how many people becoming millionaires and billionaires off this?
Wow.
Off
Yep.
this. Use this thing to your advantage. Use your calendar. Block off your calendar. Be intentional about what's on that thing.
Mhm.
What I found power in is looking at my calendar and seeing just as many things that I put on there
Yeah.
as other people put on there. 'Cause,
Yeah.
sometimes it could be like your calendar control you. Like you
Yeah.
just going to meetings that other people making you go to. But when I started seeing that, no, you know what, half that stuff, that's me.
Mm.
I did that. It feels different, you know?
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Wow. You know what? We just about finished. I don't know what else to say. This was really good. Oh gosh, I do have one more question for you.
Absolutely.
What final words of encouragement will you have for that listener that, they're struggling with their identity, they're struggling with, understanding their calling, their purpose, and just struggling with trying to figure out who they are and what they're supposed to be doing. What do you say to them?
I would say number one, it ain't over.
Mm.
It ain't over.
Yeah.
You woke up today, it ain't over. And listen, strength is in the struggle. A lot of people in struggle. I've been homeless before, I've been hungry before. Strength is in the struggle.
Mm.
When babies are born, they got to struggle out.
Yeah.
That's why they come out straight. That's work. That's why it's
Yeah.
called labor. Our
Amen.
life begins with struggle. It's
Yeah.
part of who we are, it's part of the way God designed it. Don't look at that struggle like it's the end of you.
Mhm.
Your story's still being written. In the Bible, Paul uses the word, we are God's workmanship.
Yeah.
And the word that he used was a Greek word, poema.
Hmm.
That word is the same word where we get poem.
Yeah.
It's a work, a thing that's still in progress.
Yeah.
You are God's poem,
Hmm.
still being written, still being written. It's not over. I
Mm.
know you might be in a season where you feel like, man, it's all bad. It ain't never all bad.
Yeah.
As long as you woke up, you don't know where God is going to lead this thing. So let him finish writing this poem and believe in him. Get close to him. Find out what he's trying to do. Because just leaning in and being a vessel, trying to show up and be available for what he's trying to do, that could be the turning point,
Mm.
right? That could be the thing that's keeping you from experiencing all of the greatness. Is you just say maybe it's disobedience. Maybe it's I'm not showing up and being available enough for him.
Yeah.
So just hold on. It ain't over.
Yeah.
Lean into it.
I love that. I love that. This has been an amazing show. Oh my goodness. Jay, thank you so much for coming on today. Tell the people where they can find you online or where they can find out more about you.
Absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me. This was really dope. I love this whole platform. It's really fresh. I know I'm
Thank
not a
you.
mother, but I was raised by one and I'm married to one. So I got a
Awesome.
little something to say.
Yes.
Um, No, they can find me at Jay Floyd. You can really find me on LinkedIn most of the time. Just looking me up at Jay Floyd. That's my biggest platform. All of my links will be out there. You can look me up on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can find me at Jay Floyd or Open Book Media. Um, yeah, look me up all those places. But usually LinkedIn. I'm actually venturing off pretty soon over the next year, you'll see me releasing a lot of books. I got some books I've written.
Yes.
Yeah, some
Awesome.
journals, some I wrote some fiction.
What? Okay.
I'm really proud of it. I think I'm really excited to get it out there.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. We gotta have you back on and talk about all that you
Oh, and
have
you
going
forgot
on.
one thing in my intro.
Uh-oh, what's that?
I'm an actor too. I got
Hey,
2 movies out on Amazon and Tubi. You can
yes.
check them out. State of Mind and Grace and Mercy.
Yes, yes. I forgot. Oh, forgive me for that. Yes, yes. And you were amazing. I did see the one movie, The
Thank you.
State of Mind, I believe it was. That was the one with
Yes.
Elise Neal.
Yeah, that's a deep one.
Yes, that was an awesome, awesome movie. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna tell the movie, but yes.
That one is right in your lane for
Sure is.
PTSD
It
and that.
sure is. I
Yeah.
actually shared that with my group that I have, and that was a blessing to them. They really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good discussion in the group.
That was why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because when I saw that that's what Mike Berry, who's the director, when he was doing that, I was like, I gotta be a part of this.
Yeah.
I didn't actually think I was gonna get a lead. I did not go out for a lead part, but
Yeah.
like I said, availability. God will put you where he wants you to be if
Come
you
on
show
now.
up.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you again for being here today. Y'all give it up for Jay Floyd. Woo! Well, you guys, that is my time for today. Join us next week for another amazing and powerful episode. But until then, I want you guys to be encouraged, be empowered, and be blessed. Peace, y'all.